everyone. I'm super excited to share my recent solo experience on the Beijing metro with you all. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm one of those people who gets really anxious when traveling alone. My sense of direction is so bad that I often feel like I'm wandering around in circles, even in familiar places. But I decided to take the plug and use the Beijing metro by myself. And you know what? Yeah, it turned out to be a lot more manageable than I thought. Someone might say, "Oh Rena, there are a lot of apps you can use for direction." Well, I like to use the local way of finding my way because it gives me this sense of understanding. For example, I might ask a local for advice on the best route or observe how they navigate the metro system. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about really immersing myself in this local culture. So, Beijing has 19 metro lines and it might seem like a huge intimidating system at first. But here's the thing, even if you don't know a single word of Chinese, you can still get around just fine. All you really need to know is the name of your destination. I remember when I first walked into the metro station, my hands were shaking. I mean, it was my first time, but then I noticed how the subway maps were everywhere and it was foreign friendly. There are different ways to buy a ticket. You can go to the ticket counter where the staffs are usually pretty friendly, although sometimes they can be a bit of language barrier. But they are really patient and will do their best to help. Then there are the self-service machines. They have English language options, but the interface can be a bit tricky to figure out at first. Alipay can also be used to scan and go. For me, I prefer the rechargeable card. It's great because you can put a decent amount of money on it and it works for the buses too. So you don't need to worry about paying every time you need to use the subway or bus. With the route plan, I set off on a journey to the Universal Resort. I started my journey on line 6. I had 2 stops, then transferred to line 10. I was a little worried I would miss the right exit in the station. Guess what? I actually did miss my way. I was heading for a different line. This sign can be a bit overwhelming, but I eventually realized and went back. Then I transferred to line 1. The whole trip was about 38 stops or even more, and by the end, my feet were killing me from standing for so long. I wasn't so lucky this time because the train was so filled up. But when I finally arrived at the Universal Resort, I knew it was all worth it. Yes. On the way back, I took line 7. This time, I was a bit more confident. Was I? But I still double-checked the sign at every transfer. I had 18 stops before transferring to line 1 and then to line 6. Multiple transfers can seem really scary, especially when you're alone. But it's actually kind of exciting. I can tell you for sure that it was exciting. Each station has its own unique feel, and you get to see different parts of the city on the ground. And the metro stations are filled with all these cool cultural details. I mean, you need to see this. It's looking more like a museum than a train station, I tell you for sure. And we will continue to explore more. If you've made it to the end of this video, this means you're just as into travel adventures as I am. By hitting the notification button, you will never miss out on any of my upcoming adventures. A simple like help me know that you are enjoying the content, and subscribing is the best way to become part of our travel loving community. In the next video, we'll embark on a road trip from Beijing to Hebei. I can't wait! You'll see beautiful landscapes, learn about local history, and get tips on the best roadside stops. It's going to be filled with amazing visuals and practical tips. But if you don't hit the notification button, Rena will be sad and you might miss out too. So subscribe,